So, why Bethlehem of all places? Hey friends, it's Pastor Mike from Fellowship Church. Hope you're having a wonderful week. Hope you know that we love you, praying for you. Hope you know that we're thinking of you, especially during this holiday season. Hoping that this Christmas season will be a time of some spiritual significance to you, that in the midst of all the busyness and activity that are taking place, family gatherings, meals, presents, all of that you have a time maybe just to see Jesus in a new light there. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas that way. That question for you again though, why Bethlehem of all places? To help understand that question a bit, I want you to imagine a family, mother, father, two boys. Boys are kind of growing up. The oldest son is kind of the prototypical oldest son. He is athletic. He does really well in sports of all kind, great on the playing field. He's a whiz in the classroom, National Honor Society, does really well there too. One popular, homecoming king kind of kid. He's had a steady stream of some girlfriends, so obviously he's popular in that way too. He just seems to have be one of these guys who has a lot of things going for him. He's the oldest boy. And now I want you to imagine his younger brother. Younger brother's not so athletic. Younger brother doesn't do so well in the classroom. Younger brother's never going to make homecoming king. He's not going to be voted for anything like that. He's not all that popular in any way, shape, or form. Younger brother certainly lives in the shadow of older brother, and nobody really pays a lot of attention to the younger brother. All the attention goes to the older brother. Got that, family? Now you know what it was like to be in Bethlehem in those days, in Jesus' days. Because in Jesus' day, there was a big city in the area. It was Jerusalem. And Jerusalem was the city that had everything going for it. It's where everyone traveled to. It was the place of spiritual significance. They had the temple. They had all the political rulers and so on. Everything in Jerusalem. Bethlehem, well, Bethlehem's 5 miles away. It's out in the foothills. Bethlehem is the place where they bake things for the big city. And they raise sheep out in the country for the big city. Bethlehem literally lives in the shadow of Jerusalem. There was a highway in those days called the Via Dolorosa. It was one of the busiest highways in the world. That highway had a great exit ramp into Jerusalem, but no exit ramp for Bethlehem because nobody needed to go there. Bethlehem was stable, it was small, it's a place where people like to raise their kids, but who'd go to Bethlehem? And now what you know about Jerusalem and Bethlehem, ask yourself the question, when God decides to send His Son Jesus into the world to begin the plan of salvation, when God's going to change the world through one birth, where does He go? Bethlehem? Well, why Bethlehem? Why not Jerusalem? Jerusalem is the place where, boy, Jesus would have been on the scene in no time. And if you don't want to do Jerusalem, well, there's other cities in Israel as well. Tiberias, Caesarea, maybe not as popular in the Bible, but big cultural centers. But for whatever reason, God chooses Bethlehem. Why? Well, because Jesus didn't look for a publicist. Jesus wasn't trying to become famous. He wasn't looking for the bright lights, big city. Jesus was perfectly willing to do His ministry out in the back alleys, in the fields, one person at a time. Why? Because that's how God loves to change the world. He changes the world one life at a time. So God loves to work through Bethlehems, little towns, people whose lives are just kind of nondescript lives. That's how God loves to work. And God's still working that way today. So friends, if you live a Bethlehem kind of life, Jesus wants to work in you. You don't have to be a Jerusalem kind of person, an older brother kind of person for God to find value in your life. God loves to work in Bethlehem lives just like mine and lives just like yours. God loves to work behind the scenes, and He loves to start small. Bethlehem, because that's where God's heart is. Friends, I hope and pray that means something to you. It certainly does to me. It includes me in the story is what it does. I hope again that you have a wonderful holiday season. Hope that you enjoy being with your family. Know that we won't have a message for you next week, so hope you have a wonderful week after the holidays as well. Just know that we love you and pray for you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.